Good morning, children. In the last classes, we are discussed about the trade relation between India and Europe. How the trade that carried between India and Europe during ancient period, medieval period, and modern period. Then we also discuss about, we know that in early days the trade between India and Europe was carried through two routes, land routes through Constantinople. Constantinople, it is the capital of Eastern Roman Empire. Sea route, the Europeans, after crossing Mediterranean Sea, they entered to Egypt, later through Red Sea, they entered to India. These are the earlier trade routes between India and Europe. Land route through Constantinople and sea route through Mediterranean Sea, Red Sea, India. In 1453, what happens? The Turks, Ottoman Turks, captured Constantinople. In 1453, we called as fall of Constantinople. The Turks that captured Constantinople, it results the Turks that control the earlier land and sea route. They control the earlier trade routes between India and Europe. And they impose heavy taxes. They impose heavy taxes on goods that passes through the city of Constantinople. This made the Europeans, they want to discover a new safer sea route to India. Then we also know that how the discovery that took place. We know that the Prince Henry, Spain and Portugal, they tried to control the monopoly of Italian merchants. So the Prince Henry started the school of navigation at Lisbon. So many navigators, they start their journey at Lisbon. Among them, Christopher Columbus, he discovered the West Indies island or Bahama Islands. Amerigo Vespucci, he discovered the mainland of America. Bartholomew Dias, he reached the southern tip of Africa. At last, Vasco da Gama, a Portuguese sailor, he followed Bartholomew Dias' route and he reached Calicut in May 1498. So in this way, the Portuguese that discovered a new sea route to India. So Indian class nalli illivargu study madidvi. Now we want to know the arrival of Europeans to India. In this class, who were the Europeans that came to India after discovering a new sea route to India? Before that, there are only two routes, land route and sea route. As a result of fall of Constantinople, the Turks that control the earlier trade routes, this made the European that discovered a new sea route to India. Among them, Vasco da Gama, a Portuguese sailor, Vasco da Gama, he was succeeded in order to discover a new sea route to India. With the success of Portuguese, Vasco da Gama was a Portuguese sailor. With success of Portuguese, the Dutch, the French and the English that arrived to India for the purpose of trade. By the arrival of Europeans to India, Portuguese, Dutch, English and French that arrived to India for the purpose of trade. So by the arrival of these Europeans to India, it has changed the history of India. They create a more impact in the life of Indians. The trade and commerce, it has undertaken many changes. The social life of the Indians undergone many changes. It has changed the history of India. And it also changed the history of European countries also. Now, we want to discuss about the Portuguese. Portuguese means the people of Portugal. We know that in earlier, the Spain and Portugal, they tried to control over the monopoly of Italian merchants. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಹಿಂದೆ ಇಟಾಲಿಯನ್ ಮರ್ಚೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರು, ಮೊನೋಪಲಿ ಹೊಂದಿದ್ರು. ಇವರು ಏನಾದರೂ ಮಾಡಿ ಈ ಮೊನೋಪಲಿಯನ್ನು ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರು. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇವರು they have discovered a new sea route to India. After discovering a new sea route to India, Portuguese were the first to arrive India for the trade. They were the first Europeans. They were first to arrive India. Portuguese were the first to arrive India for trade. And they were also the last Europeans that left India through sea route. They were the first the first Europeans that came to India for the purpose of trade, and they were also the last Europeans. They left India on the sea route. We know that Vasco da Gama is a Portuguese sailor. He started his journey from Lisbon. In order to discover a new sea route to India, he has taken nearly 10.5 months. In May 1498, Vasco da Gama discovered a new sea route to India. Vasco da Gama discovered a new sea route to India. He reached Calicut, the eastern coast of India. After discovering a new sea route to India, he returned to Lisbon and reported the Prince Henry, and once again he came to India with a group of merchants. And he secured the trade permission from the King Zamorin. At that time, the Calicut, it was under the control of King Zamorin. He is a ruler of Calicut. It is in Kerala, Calicut. So Vasco da Gama is secure to make a trade in India from the ruler of Calicut, Zamorin. So in this way, the Portuguese were the first Europeans that established the trade in India after discovering a new sea route. After Vasco da Gama, Francisco de Almeida Francisco F-R-A-N-C-I-S-C-O Francisco de Almeida A-L-M-E-D-I-A. He arrived to India as a viceroy. He was appointed as Viceroy. Viceroy means representative. ಸೊ ಟುಡೇ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅಂಬಾಸಿಡರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ರಾಯಭಾರಿಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಯಾವಾಗ ಪೋರ್ಚುಗೀಸರು ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ರೈಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಪಡೆದ್ರು ವಾಸ್ಕೋ ಡ ಗಾಮನಿಂದ, ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಟು ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ರಿಲೇಷನ್, the Portugal government sent Francisco de Almeida as an viceroy of Portuguese in India. He was appointed as viceroy, Francisco de Almeida. Here may be a question, who was Francisco de Almeida? He was the viceroy of Portuguese in India. When he arrived to India, he implemented Blue Water Policy. He implemented Blue Water Policy. Almeida, Francisco de Almeida, he implemented Blue Water Policy. What is this Blue Water Policy? Water blue ne iradu general ಆಗಿ. The color of water is highly depend on soil. ಜನರಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಓಷನ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ, ಓಷನ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಬ್ಲೂ ಕಲರ್ ಒಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟೆಡ್ ಬ್ಲೂ ವಾಟರ್ ಪಾಲಿಸಿ. It tried to establish supremacy over sea. He want to get supremacy over sea than land. He want to get the supremacy over the sea than land. At that time, what was the condition? Particularly in South India, it is nearer to Arab countries, Gulf countries ಅಂತ ಏನು ಕರೀತವೆ, ಇದು ನಿಯರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಾಕ್ಕೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅರಬ್ ಮರ್ಚೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ಸೌತ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಡಾಮಿನೇಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರು. ಸೌತ್ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಟ್ರೇಡಲ್ಲಿ ಅರಬ್ಸ್ ಡಾಮಿನೇಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಯಾವಾಗ ಪೋರ್ಚುಗೀಸು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸೌತ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾಗೆ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಆದ್ರೋ, ಈಸ್ಟರ್ನ್ ಕೋಸ್ಟ್ಗೆ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಆದ್ರೋ, ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಯಿತು, ಅರಬ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಟರ್ಸ್ ಆದರು ಪೋರ್ಚುಗೀಸ್. ಸೊ ದೇ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ದಿ ಪೋರ್ಚುಗೀಸ್ ಶಿಪ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಅರೇಬಿಯನ್ ಸೀ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಅವಾಗ ಅರೇಬಿಯನ್ ಸೀನಲ್ಲಿ ತಮ್ಮ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಶಿಪ್ಪನ್ನು ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು ಪೋರ್ಚುಗೀಸ್ನವ್ರಿಗೆ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಫಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಅರಬ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ಅರಬ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಪೋರ್ಚುಗೀಸ್ ನಡುವೆ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಟ್ರೇಡಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಫ್ರಾನ್ಸಿಸ್ಕೋ ಅಲ್ಮೆಡಿಯಾ ಈ ಗೇವ್ ಮಚ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ಈ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ದಿ ಸುಪ್ರಿಮೆಸಿ ಓವರ್ ದಿ ಸೀ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್. So he made an alliance with some native rulers and he defeated the Arabs in Arabian Sea. So ಹಾಗಾಗಿ he implemented Blue Water Policy. Why he implemented Blue Water Policy? In order to get supremacy over the sea than land. After that, Alfonso de Albuquerque, Alfonso, Alfonso, A-L-F-O-N-S-O, Alfonso D Albuquerque. Albuquerque, A-L-B-U-Q-U-E-R, A-L-B-U-Q-U-E-R, Q-U-E, Albuquerque, Alfonso de Albuquerque. After Francisco Almeida, Alfonso de Albuquerque came to India as a viceroy. He is also viceroy. ಇವನಾದ ಮೇಲೆ ಫ್ರಾನ್ಸಿಸ್ಕೋ ಡಿ ಅಲ್ಮೆಡಿಯಾ ವೈಸ್ರಾಯ್ ಆಗಿ ಬಂದ. So he laid the foundation of Portuguese power in India. He was highly concentrated on trade as well as politics. He has to strengthen the Portuguese power in India. So he is called as the real founder of Portuguese rule in India. He fought against the Bijapur Sultan in 1510 and captured Goa. In 1510, he captured Goa from Bijapur Sultan. We know that Vijayanagara, Bahmani kingdom. Later, Bahmani kingdom was divided into Shahi kingdoms. Among them, Bijapur is also one of them. So, in 1509, he attacked Bijapur Sultan, and in 1510, he captured Goa from Bijapur Sultan. So, he fought against the Sultan of Bijapur in 1510 and got Goa. So Goa became an administrative center of Portuguese in India. Later Goa became the colony of Portuguese rule in India. So later the Portuguese, they have got an absolute power in India for nearly a century. The Portuguese had got an absolute power over the Indian trade for nearly a century. But later their power started decline because by the arrival of British and French. So later the Portuguese established their trading centers at Goa, Diu, Daman, Salsette, Basin, Hooghly, Santhome. These are the trading centers of Portuguese in India. The Portuguese that established their trading center at Goa, Diu, Daman, Salsette, Basin, Hooghly, Santhome. So, trading center means the Europeans, after development of the trade in India, they construct a huge godowns or the warehouses ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. They construct a large warehouses or godowns, and around these warehouses they construct a strong walls. ಈಗ ನಾವೇನು ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಹಿಂದೆ ಕೋಟೆಗಳ ಥರ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಆ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಸುತ್ತ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕೋಟೆಯನ್ನು ಕಟ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಹಿಂದೆ ರಾಜರು ಫಾರ್ ದೇರ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಷನ್. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಮನೆ ಸುತ್ತ ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯುರೋಪಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರೇಡಿಂಗ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ಸನ್ನು ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ದೊಡ್ಡ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಗೋಡನ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದರ ಸುತ್ತ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಫೋರ್ಟ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡ್ರು. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ವೇರ್ ಹೌಸಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಆರ್ ಟ್ರೇಡಿಂಗ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಅಂತಲೂ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಅಂದರೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಅವ್ರ ಶಿಪ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ಅವ್ರ ನೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಸೊ ಗೋವಾ, ದೈಯು, ದಾಮನ್, ಸಾಲ್ಸೆಟ್, ಬಾಸಿನ್, ಹೂಗ್ಲಿ, ಸ್ಯಾಂಥೋಮ್. Goa, it became an administrative center. Beginning, they are highly concentrated on trade only. Later, they concentrate on politics. So, because Albuquerque, he defeated Bijapur Sultan and captured Goa. So, Goa became an administrative center. Later, they established their trading centers at Diu, Daman. ನೋಡಿರ್ತೀರಿ ಮ್ಯಾಪಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂನಿಯನ್ ಟೆರಿಟರೀಸ್, ಸಾಲ್ಸೆಟ್, ಬಾಸಿನ್ ಇನ್ ಮಹಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರ, ಹೂಗ್ಲಿ ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್, ಸ್ಯಾಂಥೋಮ್ ತಮಿಳುನಾಡು. So in this way, the Portuguese that arrived to India for the purpose of trade, later they have created the political empire in India. It is about the arrival of Portuguese in India. Remember that The Portuguese were the first Europeans that came to India for the purpose of trade, and they were also the last European that left India on sea route. After discovering a sea route by Vasco da Gama in May 1498, Vasco da Gama secured the trade permission from the ruler Zamorin. So after development of their trade in India, the Portuguese appointed Francisco de Almeida as an viceroy of Portuguese trade in India. This Francisco de Almeida, he implemented blue water policy. That means he wanted to get the supremacy over the sea routes. He tried to prevent the attacking of Arabs in Arabian Sea. And he was also succeeded. He defeated the Arabs. Later, Alfonso de Albuquerque appointed as a viceroy. He was the real founder of Portuguese rule in India. In 1510, he captured Goa from Bijapur Sultan and Goa became their administrative center. Later, the Portuguese established their trading centers at Goa, Dayu, Daman, Salsette, Basin, Hooghly, Santhome. These are the trading center. In this way, for nearly a century, the Portuguese, they have to enjoy the trade or the monopoly over the Indian trade. Later, what happens? The Portuguese power start decline. Because later Portugal, Spain merged with Spain. The Portugal lost its own political independence. ನಂತರ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಯುರೋಪಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಪೋರ್ಚುಗಲ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ಪೈನ್ ಜೊತೆ ಮರ್ಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅವ್ರ ಪವರು ಡಿಕ್ಲೈನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ 1518. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಿ ಪೋರ್ಚುಗೀಸ್. Next, Europeans. Dutch. The people of Holland or Netherlands. Holland or Netherlands ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. The people of Holland or Netherlands we called as Dutch. After arrival of Portuguese in India for the purpose of trade, later the Dutch also came to India for the purpose of trade. So they established United East India Company in 1602. United East India Company. The Dutch established United East India Company in 1602. So East India Company, it is an organization of private merchants. They secure the permission from the ruler. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಹಿಂದೆ ಬೇರೆ ನೇಷನ್ ಹೋಗಿ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿಯ ರೂಲರ್ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕು, ಮತ್ತು ಯಾವ ನೇಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಆ ನೇಷನ್ನ ರೂಲರ್ ಹತ್ರನೂ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕು, ಮತ್ತು ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸನ್ನು ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. So in 1602, the United East India Company, it is also called as the Dutch East India Company, was formed in Holland or Netherlands. So they secure the trade permission from their ruler and they arrive to India. They want to make a trade in eastern countries of Asia like India, Java, Sumatra, Indonesia. Because they are highly concentrate on spices islands. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಸ್ಪೈಸೀಸ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಆ ನೇಷನ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರೇಡನ್ನು ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಯಾರು? ದಿ ಡಚ್. They concentrate the countries like India, Java, Sumatra, Indonesia and rich spices islands of Asia. So they establish their warehouses or trading center, warehouse or trading center at Surat, Broch, Cambay, Surat, Broch, Cambay, Nagapatnam, Cochin, Masulipattnam, Nagapatnam, Cochin, Masulipattnam, Chinsur. These are the trading centers of Dutch in India. The Dutch that established their trading centers at Surat, Broch, Cambay, Nagapatnam, Kochi, Masulipattnam, Chinsur and other places. These are the trading centers. Later, the Dutch that left India, because at that time the British that arrived to India and British become dominated, and even the French also arrived to India, whereas the Holland, it was not economically and politically powerful nation in Europe. They were not able to face the competition with the British. At that time in Europe, England and France, they got political domination in the world, not in Europe, in entire world. So the Dutch, Holland is a small country. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಎಕಾನಮಿ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ದೇ ವರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಫೇಸ್ ದಿ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್ ವಿತ್ ದಿ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಚ್. So they left India, they concentrate towards Indonesia, Java, Sumatra and other high rich spices island. It is about the Dutch. Here may be a question, when did the Dutch East India Company formed or United East India Company? 1602. Or name the trading centers of Dutch in India: Surat, Broch, Cambay, Nagapatnam, Cochin, Masulipattnam, Chinsur. These are the trading centers of Dutch in India. Or why the Dutch that left India earlier? Why the Dutch that left India earlier? Because they were not able to compete with British and French. Next we go through the British. The people of England we called as British. ಆಂಗ್ಲರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. So in 1600 December 31st 1600, the English East India Company was formed. In 1600, December 31st 1600, the English East India Company was formed and they secure charter from Queen Elizabeth. At the time, England was ruled by the Queen Elizabeth first. ಈಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥವ್ರು ಎಲಿಜಬೆತ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್, ದಿ ಕ್ವೀನ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲೆಂಡ್. ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಆಫ್ 1600 ಎಲಿಜಬೆತ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ರು. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಅನ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಮರ್ಚೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಚಾರ್ಟರ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ಎ ಟ್ರೇಡ್. ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಲೈಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮದು ವೆಹಿಕಲನ್ನು ಓಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಲೈಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಹೊಂದಿರಬೇಕು. ಆ ಲೈಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಒಂದು ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ ರಿನ್ಯೂವಲ್ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲೆಂಡಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಚಾರ್ಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಚಾರ್ಟರ್. Charter means permission to make a trade. So the Queen of England, Elizabeth, she granted charter to English East India Company to make a trade in eastern countries for 15 years. ಆ ಚಾರ್ಟರನ್ನು 15 ಇಯರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ನೀಡಿದರು. ಅಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ 15 ಇಯರ್ಸ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ರಿನ್ಯೂವಲಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ಅವ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ರಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಷನ್ ಹಾಕೋದು, ನೀವು ಇಷ್ಟು ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಸಮ್ ರಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ಆರ್ ಇಂಪೋಸ್ಡ್ ಓವರ್ ಕಂಪನಿ. ಸೊ ದಿ ಕಂಪನಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ದೇರ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಇನ್ 1613. ದಿ ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಕಂಪನಿ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರು. ಯಾವಾಗ? 1600 ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ದೇ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ದೇರ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಇನ್ 1613. ದೇ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ದೇರ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಇನ್ 1613. At that time, our India was ruled by the Mughals. They ruled over Delhi during the modern period, medieval period, and even in modern period, Mughal Empire is one of the largest political empire in India. Mughals, we know that Babur is a founder of Mughal rule in India. Particularly Akbar, Aurangzeb, they have expanded the vast Mughal empire in India. At that time, the Mughal emperor Jahangir idru Mughal emperor. Jahangir. He was the emperor of Delhi, Mughal emperor Jahangir. So he granted the permission to British East India Company to make a trade and to establish their warehouses. So in 1613, the British first time they established their warehouse at Surat. It is the first trading centers of British in India. Later in 1617, Sir Thomas Roe, he was appointed as a viceroy of British to the Mughals court. So in 1617, Sir Thomas Roe arrived to India as an ambassador to the Mughals court. So in the court of Jahangir, he was sent by James I. At that time, the ruler of England, James I, he was the king of England. ಇದಕ್ಕೂ ಮುಂಚೆ ಎಲಿಜಬೆತ್ ಇದ್ರು, ಅವರಾದಮೇಲೆ ಜೇಮ್ಸ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬಂದರು. ಸೊ ಇನ್ 1617, James I sent Sir Thomas Roe as an ambassador to the Mughals court. Here it may be a question, who was Sir Thomas Roe? He was an ambassador to the Mughal court. He was sent as an ambassador by James I of England in the court of Jahangir. So he secured the trade rights. Jahangir granted the trade permission for British in India. So they established their trading centers at Agra, Ahmedabad. Surat ಆದಮೇಲೆ Agra. First Surat, Agra, Ahmedabad. Surat, Agra, Ahmedabad, Broch. Surat, Agra, Ahmedabad, Broch. By secure the permission from Jahangir, the British that established their warehouses at Agra, Ahmedabad, Broch. Later, in 1639, they got Madras from the ruler of Chandragiri. In 1639, the company got Madras from its ruler Chandragiri. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರೂಲರ್ ಯಾರಾಗಿದ್ರು? ಚಂದ್ರಗಿರಿ. The East India Company got Madras from the ruler Chandragiri and established a strong fort at Madras called as Fort St. George. Fort St. George. They established a huge fort called Fort St. George. In 1639, East India Company, they secure Madras from the Indian ruler Chandragiri and construct a huge fort called Fort St. George. Later, in 1668, the East India Company get Bombay High. You know that the Charles II of England, he married Portuguese princess. At that time, the Portuguese presented Bombay High in the form of dowry. So, ಹಿಂದೆ Charles II of England, he married Portuguese princess. ಅವಾಗ ಪೋರ್ಚುಗೀಸ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಬಾಂಬೆ ಹೈಯನ್ನು ಅವನಿಗೆ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಥವಾ ಗಿಫ್ಟ್ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು. So later what happens, in 1668, Charles II of England, he gave Bombay an annual rent of 10 pounds a year. So ಇವನೇನು ಮಾಡ್ದ, ಬಾಂಬೆಯನ್ನು ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ ರೆಂಟ್ ಬೇಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟ. ಯಾರೋ ಚಾರ್ಲ್ಸ್ II. At that time, Bombay is one of the fishing village. Later, it emerged as a great business center. So, in this way, the British company got Bombay. Later, in 1690, the British company purchased three villages near Calcutta. In 1690, the company purchased three villages, namely Sutanati, Kalikata, Govindapura. Sutanati, Kalikata, Govindpura. These three villages were purchased by East India Company on the bank of river Hooghly. Later, they built a huge fort around these three villages called Fort William. Later, it became called as Calcutta. In 1690, the East India Company purchased the three villages, namely Sutanati, Kalikata, Govindapura, and they constructed a huge fort around these three villages. This fort we called as Fort William. Later it is known as Calcutta. It was emerged as a great business center of British in 1690. So Calcutta emerged as a great center. So up to 17th century, in this way the British that established their trading centers in India. Later they also concentrate on politics. They created their political empire in India. Up to 17th century they have got monopoly over the Indian trade. So later what happens? Bombay, Calcutta and Madras. Bombay, Calcutta and Madras emerged as a presidencies. They become a part of British administration. So they created a states. In the beginning, the British that started the trade. Later, they also control the administration of Bombay, Calcutta and Madras. They called as presidencies. So in this way, the British company that established their political empire in India. So it is about the arrival of British. So in 1600, the British East India Company or English East India Company, it secured the charter from Elizabeth for make a trade with eastern countries. So they established their first trading center in 1613 at Surat. At that time, the Mughal Emperor Jahangir, he granted the permission to English company to start a trade. So in 1617, James I of England sent Sir Thomas Roe as an ambassador to the Mughals court. So he has secured the trade permission. By this, the British established their trading center at Agra, Ahmedabad and Broch. Later, in 1639, the British purchased Madras from Chandragiri and constructed a fort called Fort St. George. Later, in 1668, the British got Bombay by Charles of England. He has given Bombay in the form of rent. Later it became the trading center. In 1619, the company purchased the 3 villages on the bank of river Hooghly and they construct a huge fort called Fort William. Later it emerged as Calcutta. So in this way, the British that created the trading centers. Later, during the time of 17th century, Bombay, Calcutta and Madras that emerged as a presidencies.